Theresa, and I am an eternal spirit that's housed in this body for right now. And I've taken on many roles in this lifetime, such as like sister and girlfriend and daughter and art therapist and mental health counselor and holistic healer. But at the heart of everything, I'm light and love and eternal. The first thing that popped into my mind was nature. I don't know if that could be a passion, but I guess it can be. The love I have for nature goes so deep. So my passions, I guess, for other things blossom bigger and bigger when I'm in a field or in a forest or looking at the water. Nature is passion, but passion kind of overlaps with purpose. So like my passion and purpose is to spread light in whatever modality. So my passion is to heal within, to heal others. And I think I get held by nature, and that sparks the flame inside me to move forward with my passion. Art is life. Art is everything. I mean, art can be the way we look at the light touching that blade of grass, and it can also be something that is created by human. So I think there's art forms throughout our lives, and I think it depends on the context of the way in which we would define art. So I always liked creating. I was a very quiet and shy girl, very introverted, so I think art was a way I dove in and I felt comfortable when I didn't feel like I could connect with others. Art was always there for me. So I think it stemmed from childhood, and as I grew older, I started exploring in different mediums, and more recently, fine art, if I'm actually creating something, it's through found objects, it's through nature objects. It's either creating rock sculptures or shadow boxes with dried leaves or flowers in it. So my fine art has definitely evolved as I have evolved through the stages and phases of my own life. So my most recent shadow box project, I did the 7 main chakras that most of us are familiar with, starting at the root, ending at the crown. And I ordered these beautiful laser cut wooden chakra templates, and I painted them all different colors of the chakras. And then I was drawn to different crystals or stones or leaves or petals to decorate these chakras, to kind of just have their energy and vibration come forth even more so through the glass of the shadow box. And this one really took me a few months. I spent each week doing another chakra and feeling the energies of it. And I feel like I was almost, diving deeper into my own chakras as I created each box. And now I'm really proud of them, and I have them in my living room so I can see them every day. And yeah, that one was just for me. That wasn't for anyone else. So I recently became a certified crystal healer, and I've loved crystals all my life, and I didn't realize you can actually do it as a thing. So I took a few courses in crystal healing, and I now have deeper knowledge of crystals and how to heal different chakras of the body and do individual sessions with clients, which I'm really excited about. And I learned so much more about sacred geometry and the effect that geometry has on stones. So that is a new culmination in my life. Is that a word? Maybe. And and I just opened up my own office, which I'm working on, and trying to start my own business. Someone told me the other day, "Oh, congratulations, you're an entrepreneur now." I don't even want to say the word. And I'm like, what? Hold up. Nah. Words have these, so much meaning and power to it. So I'm just trying to, go with just, this flow.
What is it about the word entrepreneur that makes you tense up inside?
Entrepreneur is kind of loaded for me because I think of, I know it sounds weird, but, business entrepreneur, leading a lot of people, starting something big, a lot more responsibility and leadership role. And I guess, entrepreneur can come in different forms, and I'm just kind of figuring out, where do I fit in that world and move forward with my own thing without having like expectations? How can I make it just pure?
So maybe what's another word for entrepreneur that we can replace that with?
I really like the word light worker. Light worker feels so much calmer than entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is like, you have started something. And light worker is like, yeah, I'm going to shine my light to help some people, to facilitate some people. I'm so excited that Sacred Stones happened. Sacred Stones, oh, there's an ant, was a workshop I created to introduce folks to the 7 chakras and also stones related to each chakra. It was kind of an introduction to crystals and their healing abilities and the way to clean them and the way to interact with them. And a group of women got together in a really beautiful space, and it felt so right to just be there in a circle with those beautiful souls. There's another one of my passions, just talking about crystals. I think what I learned from that workshop is that I am strong enough to hold a space. And I've been running groups for years, hundreds of groups at day treatments, but I was really intimidated to run a crystal workshop for women for some reason. And I came out feeling like I can do this. I can do anything, and I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, so I think I showed myself I have more strength than I knew. Well, I think the biggest takeaway of being just a mental health counselor in general is that, we're in it because we want to help so much. And maybe some of us are empaths, or maybe we're really sensitive, and we feel other people's pain and we want to make it better. And I think as a counselor, I have to keep reminding myself, I can't save anyone. I'm really here to just hold space for them, to listen to them, to shine my light and my love onto them, and make sure I don't take their stuff home with me, because the more I take on my clients' stuff, the more I'll just become weak. And I think the biggest thing I'm learning about being a mental health counselor is, how can I continue to fill my cup up so that I am overflowing and then I can give? I can't give on empty. So it's really teaching me how to be even just a better person and a stronger person, because if it wasn't for all of my clients who are teaching me life lessons every single day, I don't think I would be the person I am today. Meditation is still loaded for me because it is challenging. Certain types of meditation. For me, to sit quietly, to try to calm my thoughts, ain't happening. I can do a movement meditation that helps me kind of come into myself. I can hold a crystal and have that be a grounding and an anchoring force in a meditation, but I'm still learning how to carve out the space and the time to give myself to meditate, whatever form that looks like. Hi Infinity, it's been ebbs and flows of meditation, right? It's been like, I want to do this formal practice of sitting and being with self and whatever arises. And most of the time, anxiety arises because I like to shove that down so it really comes to the surface. And then once you get through that, then there's more peace, right? So there's all these layers you have to go through with meditation. So it takes work. It's like going to therapy, right? It's not this easy, magical, peaceful, blissful thing. You're really sitting with all that you are in that moment, and are you able to do that? And now for my meditation, I find it the easiest to connect with myself in a meditative practice in nature. Sitting right here, sitting under a tree, feeling its roots. I think my meditation has now evolved into just feeling energy. Helps to calm the mind and the ego and all the other stuff that's in my psyche, and to just feel the ground. Oh, I feel it now. It's nice. It really just comes down to, can you allow everything to exist in this moment the way it is and not have effort to change it? Can we just be? Can we just be right here? And then you can feel the interconnectedness within everything. I visualize it as this beaming light coming out of me, and then beaming lights come out of others, and then we like whoop connect, and then it goes you know, not like a explosion, whoa, it's like a really exciting explosion of color and light and energy, right? And then you're just like, wow, we're creating something here together in this co-creation, like we created this. I know I'm going off on tangents, but I'm feeling just like there's great stuff happening. Hey guys.
Hey, I agree.
So authenticity, I think, goes hand in hand with vulnerability, but you also need a lot of courage to have authenticity. So authenticity, I think, is showing up with your true colors, unapologetic for who you are, being authentic with yourself in every single way, accepting and just showing up, being authentic with your word, being able to express your truth and allow yourself to be judged. It's really hard to do. It's hard to just let go of other people's judgments and expectations and just wanting to be right for everyone. And to be authentic, you have to just accept that you're not going to be right for everyone. And that's okay. I think a lot of anxiety stems from not knowing, not having control of the outcome. And so walking into an unknown space or situation can be really scary, but if we come in with this shift of perspective that I will be safe, I will be okay, the universe has my back, right? Or your guides, or whatever your beliefs are, if you have spirituality, if you have people who are supporting you, if you feel like you're not in it alone, like you can walk into the unknown a little bit like with more ease and courage. But the unknown, that's something I've been struggling with too, is can I just accept not knowing? Can I just experience the unknown without freaking out about it? Yeah, that's a big one. I think the unknown could be a whole documentary series. It's happening always, and so it's like, are we gonna fear the unknown or are we gonna embrace it? And that's it. Pick one or the other. If you fear it, you're probably going to feel shittier. Can I say that? And if you embrace it, then life can become more exciting. And yeah, a little scary, but like that's what life's all about.
That is life.
That is life. We really don't know anything. That's why it's just so lovely to surrender to it all. Not give up, but surrender, to let go of everything we're holding on to. I mean, I've had stomach issues my whole life, since I was a little girl. And just recently, I started letting go, and I feel like my body's just healing itself. Like sometimes it doesn't have to be this big, complicated explanation. It could be, can I surrender in this moment? Come back to myself, and then be okay. Say one of my clients is having a really hard time with anxiety. I'm not just going to tell them, oh, just let it go. Oh, just surrender to it. You have to kind of resonate with where people are at in the moment. So if someone's really, really struggling, words have to be chosen carefully so that you can navigate their listening. But if I'm in a state where I'm able and open to listen, and if I then hear that message, it's okay to surrender or let go, I might digest that differently than if I were more stressed. So I think words are really powerful in the way we use them, because when we're feeling different feelings, we're going to interpret the words differently. So surrender, let go, it could be so different for anyone just watching this right now, and they might be like, I don't like that term. And another person who's like, that's what I've needed to hear. right? So it's really just kind of figuring out the words that feel best to express what we're going through, to then shed some more stuff so we can just be okay. Essentially, that's what we're all trying to do. We're just trying to heal and be happy and be okay.
Yeah.
So, whatever works. Fire truck. I think is the way I can appreciate life. I think that's really beautiful. I think I could literally have a conversation with a blade of grass. I think that's pretty cool, you know, and I can entertain myself and be okay with that. So I think a really great thing about me is that put me in any situation and I'm going to find the best thing about that situation. And I'm going to see it past the stuff at the heart of the thing and just embrace it, you know? So even right now, just feeling the wind and seeing the grass dancing around us. Oh, it's so beautiful, you know? I just want to fucking yell it. All right, I'm just going to go with what is coming to me, right? If I think too hard, then we'll be here forever. So I think the first thing that came up into my mind, which I haven't thought about in a really long time, I'm glad you asked that question. I was maybe in 4th grade, around there, and there was a little boy on the bus who was in kindergarten. I don't remember his name, maybe Michael, and he got really hurt on the bus. Something happened and a part of his head split open. And there I am as a little girl. Maybe I watched, you know, an ER episode one time. So I was like, okay, we have to put pressure on it. But I felt like it was my job to help him and to calm him down. And at such a young age, as a little girl, trying to help a little boy, just sitting next to him as he was crying, and I'm holding paper towels on his head, and the bus driver didn't speak English, and I just didn't know how to get him home and safe. And I kept looking at his eyes and being like, you're going to be okay. There were older students on the bus who were afraid and didn't want to help, and I was just right there with him, holding his head. And after he got home safely, I remember his mom came to tell my mom how appreciative she was that I was there on the bus just helping him out. So I think that was a big defining moment of just the innate compassion that we have within us, that I had within me that day, and I didn't even know it existed within me until an emergency situation happened. And another defining moment, I got another one just flood into my brain, was when I was in Alaska. And my family and I went on a stargazing trip, I guess, up to the very top of this mountain, and we lay down and we looked at the stars. And it was the very first time, you know, growing up on Long Island, you don't really see stars the way you do in Alaska or other parts of the world. So I think it was the first time I saw the Milky Way, and I just was in awe of all of the beauty that was in the sky at night and how many stars there were and the shooting stars. And I got this feeling, I mean, maybe I'm like 16, 17 years old, and I got this feeling after that everything was perfect. Life, everything was just the way it was supposed to be. And I listened to this song by Sigur Rós on the bus ride home, and I just remember one of the first time just crying out of joy on the bus ride home, just knowing that it's gonna be okay, and we are so connected to everything above us and the cosmos and the infiniteness of it, and I felt so tiny and yet so big at the same time. And I think that was another defining moment of, whoa, I am more than just this. Yeah. Life can be as simple or as complicated as we make it. And I do hope that you can have fun along this really chaotic journey, and that you don't take life so seriously, because you're just going to do it again, you know? It's not all going to get done in this lifetime. Maybe it will. That's awesome. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. It gets exhausting. Just show up. Just show up. Be your best self in any given moment. And I love you. You're doing great.